Another item that burned me not long ago was back to school shopping. I am not going to get burned by that again. Hi everyone, it's Tina with Picture It Personal Finance, where I ask you to picture your goals, plan to achieve them, and enjoy your success. Today, I want to give you 5 sinking funds that you should be saving for now. We are at the start of a new year, and there are some spends that I know are coming up for many of us, and it's a great time to make sure that you are setting money aside and figuring out on a monthly basis what you could be putting away, or if you have an annual bonus coming up, which I know is pertinent to my family's household, how could you be using that money? So just a quick video for you guys to talk about sinking funds, or put another way, accounts that are set up to save money for a known expense that's coming up so that you will be prepared for it and not have this big dollar item surprise you in your budget. So again, I'm going to give you 5 of them right now that I think you all know is coming, and it's going to be important to have the money in hand when they actually come due. The number one item that we're talking about in our house is summer vacation. We, especially with pandemic, I know travel is starting to loosen up. People are starting to take the vaccine, and therefore airfare is going to become more common, I think, again. And people just are ready to kind of like break out of the nest. So what will you do for your summer vacation? For my household, we have a really great vacation plan where we're going to do a super long road trip. It's going to be like a 2-week road trip as we visit a whole slew of people we haven't seen in a long time that are all over the country. And that's going to cost a pretty penny because we're going to spend a couple days with everyone, and it's going to add up as we eat out and have adventures and go to zoos and do all of those great things, pick up souvenirs, what you want in your vacation. Know what it is and start planning for it now. Most vacations run anywhere from $1,000 if you're going to do the road trip for a shorter getaway, up to $10,000 if you're going to do an overseas vacation and have to deal with airfare and things like that. So if you are aware that you are planning a trip like that, have the wisdom to plan the financial aspects of it as well. Go ahead and consider what are some of the costs associated to the airfare or the fuel or the food you'll have to eat if it's an Airbnb or a hotel. Figure those things out now and be prepared. Most importantly, you want to have that money set aside and not have to put it on a credit card. Fun things should never really go on a credit card unless you have the cash in hand to pay it off and you're strictly using the credit card for the rewards. If you have difficulty with reining yourself in when a credit card is out, then don't use that at all. Work off of a debit card and have the money saved up. Speaking of leaving home or going on a road trip, next up is car and home maintenance. If your car is due for a major maintenance, that can be pretty spendy. Those can run anywhere from $300 to $1,000 depending on the car, make and model, all that stuff, and also which mileage you're on. So be aware if you're coming up to one of those milestones and have the cash up front. Don't be surprised by it. There's no need for that. Same thing with your house. Is your roof on the cusp of, leaking, or do you have a water heater that's close to dying? I mean, have you seen a broken water heater? The bottom will drop out and water is everywhere. Save yourself the agony of dealing with that and maintain it at an appropriate time so that you are not having to deal with both the replacement of that equipment as well as any of the repairs that come from lack of maintenance. So home and car maintenance is my number 2 item for you to think about and start setting money aside now so that you can just pay it in cash when the time comes. Number 3 is insurance. Many people, especially with car insurance, will pay for that month to month. Same thing with rental insurance, or if you're mortgage free and you're paying property insurance. These things are big ticket items that can come up at a 6-month or a 1-year interval. You can do the month to month. I always encourage people to find out what it would cost to pay it off in full because you can save money that way. So for example, in our household, we pay off our car insurance every 6 months, and I'm pretty confident that by doing the pay in full, we save $150. Now that adds up when you do this for a lot of different insurance packages that you may have. We have an umbrella policy, we have a landlord's policy, we have A life insurance policy. We pay everything up front. We figure out what it's going to be. We set a little bit of money aside every month. That is the nature of a sinking fund. And then we pay it in full. And in the end, across all of our insurance packages, I didn't look it up right before this, so I'm going to guesstimate here, but I'm pretty confident we save about $400 a year just by paying in full and not taking the option for monthly payments. Another item that burned me not long ago was back to school shopping. I am not going to get burned by that again. So when it comes to back to school shopping, I know that last year between clothes and school supplies, I spent $600. That is now a sinking fund. And so for any of you who are thinking, oh, I can just cash flow that, but you're having some difference in your financial lifestyle or in your financial circumstances, please be aware that that is one that comes up. Now, I will admit I could have spent a lot less if I had thrifted my children's clothing, and I am exploring. I found a new upsale resale place here in town that I had a lot of fun exploring with my daughter a couple of weeks ago, but still, it's going to cost something, especially the school supplies. Be prepared for that. And then the other one that I really want to bring up, and I know it seems crazy to talk about it now because it feels like it just happened not that long ago, but Christmas or any holidays that are expensive for you. So, for example, my husband loves 4th of July, and I think we spend at least $300 every year on fireworks. That right there is something that I'm saving up for. Christmas, absolutely saving up for it. That one gets us every year. I never ever drop less than $2,000, which I know is probably peanuts to some of you and obscene to some of the others of you, but know that you should be thinking about all of those holidays. I mean, frankly, from Halloween all the way through Christmas, there are so many high expense items, whether it's travel related or whether it's gift related or whether it's food related. Think about that now. Don't get caught in the churn of being overwhelmed by those expenses when the time comes, because they come at the same time every year, people. So I know you know about it. And now, because it's so recent to last year's spends, you could go look in your bank statements very easily, find out what you spent, decide if that's the amount you want to spend this year, and start saving accordingly. All right, guys. Those were my 5 tips for sinking funds that you should be thinking about now, or if you have bonus money coming, make sure you're setting aside some of that bonus income and not just having a pure pleasure ride with it, and be prepared for those big ticket items that come up and don't be taken by surprise. Hope you guys are having a good one. Please like, comment, and share. I will see you in the next video.